This heroine is really awesome. Just because she was tested as level as 99 when she entered academy, she was questioned and ridiculed by all the teachers and students in the academy. Therefore, in order to educate these ignorant people, she had no choice but to show off. She casually waved the wooden sword in her hand, and the students around her instantly learned what it means to keep your head down and behave like a human being. No one else could break the skin of the god-level armor despite their hard work. She just lightly threw a small dark flame, and the armor was instantly burned to ashes. But this is just the beginning. Seeing that the prince, who had been unhappy with him, called the principal to ask her to drop out of academy, Yumi, who was getting impatient, immediately summoned a black hole in the sky, which almost destroyed the entire kingdom. Until she calmed down and took back the black hole, none of the teachers and students dared to move. The originally arrogant prince was frightened out of his courage. In fact, Yumi didn't want to be so high profile at first, but the principal with a low IQ always made things difficult for her. At first he said that the crystal ball might be malfunctioning. When Yumi gave him face, she tried again, but the result was still the same. Outrageous level 99. Seeing that the teachers were still full of doubts at this time, Yumi had no choice but to admit that this was her true level. However, no one believed her even if she told the truth. Teacher next to her even asked her to admit that she cheated on the spot. Yumi was speechless about this, but fortunately the principal finally stood up at this time. No matter what Yumi said, whether it is true or false, everything will be revealed when class starts. However, although the principal seemed quite sensible at this time, Yumi still saw disdain in his eyes. When the entrance ceremony was over, Aries suddenly approached Yumi. He was full of shame and ridicule about Yumi's cheating behavior. However, before Yumi could say anything, Edwin also came over, followed closely by Oswald and Alicia Harem. This time they were all here. Seeing these three wise men opening and closing their mouths to let her prove their strength, Yumi almost couldn't help but send them away with her own hands, but for the sake of a quiet academy life in the future. He still suppressed his anger and watched the three of them leave here. Soon the day of swordsmanship training came. As a final boss, this was the first time that Yumi got the wooden sword, which made her a little excited. At this time, in order to confirm the strength of the students, and teacher decided to start the mock battle in order, and the first one to appear was Yumi with the highest level. Seeing this scene, Aries stood up immediately. He wanted to teach Yumi a lesson in public. However, compared to this blindly confident Aries, Yumi is thinking about how to let go. Although he mainly uses magic when practicing leveling up, his physical attacks are still very strong. If he accidentally kills Aries, it would be bad if it were. Thinking of this, Yumi didn't even raise her sword. Although this scene undoubtedly aroused ridicule from his classmates, it did not prevent him from seeing through Aries' actions at a glance. Yumi gently moved the wooden sword forward, and Aries fell ugly to the ground in an instant. Seeing that Aries flew out of the 2 miles away, Yumi, who was afraid that he would rely on her, quickly stepped forward to check the situation. Fortunately, Aries still had a breath. He waited for the teacher to grab Aries. He quickly asked everyone to practice swinging the sword on their own. Although Yumi didn't care about this moment, but after seeing this scene just now, all students stepped back 10 meters consciously when they saw him, for fear that Yumi would kill them all if she didn't get her way. Without any choice, Yumi could only focus on the gray sword, but she didn't expect that with this sword strike, half of the lives of the classmates 800 miles away would be lost. Next is the magic class. Yumi is attending the class with Alicia and Oswald. Their target is the armor-clad dummy in front of them. Ordinary students are considered qualified as long as they can hit it. As a magic genius, Oswald is proficient in the 4 magic attributes of wind, fire, water, and earth. Even the teacher couldn't help but praise him. Now Oswald suddenly became arrogant and he directly threatened to challenge Yumi. Yumi was not angry about this. He just asked the teacher a question before starting, that is, should pay compensation for breaking the armor? Unexpectedly, this sentence instantly caused Oswald to laugh. He must know that this armor cannot be damaged even by the highest magician try. If Yumi is good, she can try it as much as she wants. With these words, Yumi instantly felt confident. He raised his hand and he summoned a small dark flame. He ignoring Oswald's mocking expression and flamed slowly burning armor as soon as it touched it. This is Yumi dark flame magic. Although it looks like a flame without temperature, it can melt anything it touches. Of anything. This scene also made the teacher recognize that this was an extremely rare dark attribute magic. Seeing that other students were so feared that they could not open their mouths from, then magic teacher quickly explained that dark magic is not scary in fact, and there were court magicians who had mastered it in history. At this time, Oswald had already broken at this time. Prince suddenly came here with the principal. He had already received Yumi dropout notice. A kind of bad person like Yumi was not worthy of staying in this academy. And principal obviously agreed with what Prince said and remained unmoved no matter how much the teacher begged him. But it's not impossible to want him to change his mind, as long as Yumi can prove that she is really level 99, otherwise she can just get out of here this academy. Hearing these words, the good-tempered Yumi was rarely angry. He said on the spot that he would release a magic to the sky, but the prerequisite was that Prince must be responsible for it. Prince almost laughed like crazy at this. He wanted to see what tricks Yumi was going to use. So after getting Prince's consent, Yumi put down her worries, and what he was about to release next was the ultimate dark magic that only Demon King could use. But after thinking about it, he felt that it would be more appropriate to use 1/10 of his strength. After all, the people in this city are innocent. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.